Okay. Um, all those people probably need to be snatched up, interrogated, phones read, uh, houses robbed, literally anything. Any sort of information we can extract from any of those people. The easiest targets will be Shang and probably Trig. I'm not sure if I need to explain why.
Easiest?
Yeah.
Shang, sure. Trig, I don't know if that'll be easy. I did
Listen,
not
you
keep
can.
up appearances there.
Well, it doesn't matter. If they are somewhat wanting to, if there's a want there to have a positive relationship with you, they will be easy to put in a vulnerable state.
Okay, you're right.
Now, obviously, then there's Barrick. I'm not sure why I want to grab him just yet. It's just for the sake of faceless asset and all. Delver and the guild. Obviously, it's more so personal. Well, not necessarily personal, but history not related to the faceless and shit. But at the same time, there could be a connection there. And also, if there is not a connection there, I think I'm almost more worried that there isn't and they're still somehow involved versus the opposite, if that makes sense.
Right.
And then, Gigi. What is her place in all this? I don't know. Is she a target? I would love to think that she never will be, but
Excuse me. I'm blocking the board.
you're good. I don't think she will be, but it's also like I said. Anybody who's like Gigi has that sort of mind of gathering intel, wanting to keep tabs on people. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's a very valuable asset, but it can also very quickly become a weapon. And right now, if we assume that she has all the information from that house, and God knows what else, she probably is the most powerful person on this board in terms of information.
Yes.
And then there's obviously, last but not least, Nino, who honestly I don't obviously don't trust,
Mm-hmm.
but I also don't have any sort of want to kill or interrogate. It's just more so, again, a known faceless asset. But again, I don't really know where we go with that. But Shang and Trig, 100%. Only because they'll be easy targets, and you never know how deep it goes with them. With that being said, I don't know if it'll be deep, if we even get much information, but we have to leave no stone unturned. We live in a world now where we unfortunately have to pretend that everything is connected, or because it probably will be.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem is now we have phases that I would like to talk about. And then there is this fucking orb, which do you understand any of that?
No, Orb and Guild are like a blind spot for me. I don't understand them at all. I don't know your history with them. I don't know who they are as people, what motivates them. And I don't know what the fuck an orb is. Is that like a crystal ball?
Okay. Orb. Yeah, orb. Hold on. Orb. Sit down. Come over here. Now, I mean, you already believe in everything, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So the guild used to own a comic book shop across the street from this place, actually. And in that comic book store, they took inspiration, I guess, from what I was doing here and dug themselves their own set of tunnels.
Okay.
Deep in those tunnels, there was a room with a giant purple fucking orb. Okay. Now, I just thought this was some nerd roleplay fucking nerd shit that they were doing because, well, that's exactly who they are.
Okay.
But, well, I don't know. This fucking orb, I feel crazy saying this out loud, but it holds some sort of fucking power. They can see shit through it. If there's other orbs that are connected to this orb, we can see what is being done, said, and spoken to in that fucking orb. So now there's an assumption that maybe the faceless have a fucking orb, but they don't understand what the orb is, and they probably bought it because it looks like a cool ass fucking artifact. Because very clearly they want to fucking buy artifacts for whatever fucking reason. They probably assume there's some power to it they don't understand, and they've had this orb in their fucking office, or they've had all these fucking meetings and not understanding that somebody else on the other side can listen to what they're exactly saying. Does that make sense?
The words make sense.
Well, keep up. So
Okay.
if the orb is spying on the faceless and they actually do not know of this, that is a tool so powerful I cannot even put into words. If we assume this is true.
And the only connection
Is-
to that is Edgar, who knows that the guild have it.
Well, I was going to say what makes this a problem is that, well, the receiving end of the faceless orb is, well, the guild, and by proxy, Edgar, which honestly is fucked. I don't know how we would ever get access to this orb. I don't know how we would ever even trust these people enough to allow us to go and listen or whatever the fuck, because even then that could be just a setup, right?
So in order to do that, get access to this orb, we need them to trust us, but they will never trust us, and we then would need somebody that we trust, who they trust, but we don't trust anybody.
Well, I mean, that is where you're a little wrong. So the guild, they have no idea I want to kill them. Well, I think the want is the wrong word for it, but I guess have to eventually probably kill all of them. During my first stint with Survivor, I've kind of mended those bridges with Jaeger. Obviously my son, but like I said, deep down I always knew that this could bite me in the ass, and here we are. So, but they don't really have an idea. I could approach them as an ally and see if they will bite, but then again, it goes back to what if they know I'd approach them as an ally, and what if they know that I would bite, so they would set up all this fucking fake information and fake shit to drive me crazy, or whatever the fuck, motives they would have. And then you throw in the fact that Gigi might be fucking involved with them and fucking feeding them all sorts of information on me and everything I fucking said at the house, then it's fucked, because at that house I clearly said I'm going to kill Lando.
Okay. What's the relationship with Delver and the guild?
Delver, from what I remembered, was a version of a hang around, I guess. You could, in simplest terms, he was a hang around for a while, but he was everything the guild was. So very quickly, climbed the ranks in those relationships, and now he was a guild member. I don't know if the guild even exists or if that is even a known piece of information. So when we are around them, like, we don't talk as if they exist as a guild. Maybe that is something they're trying to keep on the wraps, and anybody that knows about it, they might suss out or whatever. But the weirdest thing about fucking Delver is, I mean, I thought this fucking guy was gone. Okay. I thought he was just like everybody else, moved on. But not only did he not move on, and he's very clearly still active in Los Santos, he was the fucking landlord. He was the fucking landlord. Why would Delver be the fucking landlord of fucking prisoners? I can't wrap my head around that. At first, I thought it was just Delver being fucking weird, and it was totally up his alley, but I don't know. And then Bjorn was there, which I ignored because, I mean, I don't know. This connection is just so weird. And then after all that is happening, I'm hearing this orb shit now, which was something I never thought it would even be brought up or even exposed to anyone else ever again, considering all that's happened since.
Okay. I know that Delver and Gigi are exceptionally close. They do little plans and things together in the past. Does Gigi have a relationship with the guild or solely with Delver, who has a relationship with the guild?
She had a strong relationship with the guild when we were first building Cyprus, to the point where I didn't know if she was going to join the guild or join us.
Fuck.
This is when the guild was trying to like own and operate at fucking Polito and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Now, we could lean into the crazy. And it's something I fucking hate doing, but I just can't help it. But what if Gigi was kind of always with the guild?
Yeah.
So, and then, I mean, surviving it all will be the hardest part. How we, I don't even know, deal with half of it will be very difficult. Maybe even more so for me with the guild and whatnot. Even with Gigi, where things can end with the Gigi situation, if we assume the worst, which I think is the only thing we can really do right now. I mean, it could be catastrophic for many reasons. And then we can do this and make it very simple. I'm going to add an ally section that will just be empty.
Now it looks like the orb is our ally.
And there's like enough spacing that like breaks. Oh, whatever.
It's really sad.
Maybe the orb is our ally. Truthfully, if we can steal that thing, we are in a very good position. So